Welcome back, my friends, to TFT Hyper Roll with Autarch, and another one of those crazy games that you'll see. It just is pretty wild all the way through, and has an ending that, well, again, you can just skip to it if you want to and just see what happens and miss all of the fun in between, or you can stick with me on the journey. We are now entering the land of the Prismatic Symphony, so every augment will be prismatic. And let's jump straight into the first set of augments. We have prismatic tickets screaming at me from the middle. I roll the others just in case, and let's take you through the journey that is 3-1. It's giving me lots of Corkis. So I decide, you know what, we're gonna go either Big Shot Sentinel or 8-bit Sentinel, but it's gonna be something along those lines. I'm getting rewarded with more Sentinels, then we can get rid of some champs that it gave me during the NPC round that I'm not going to be using. We now have two 2-star Corkis, and then we can roll a couple more times, and boom, gold 3-star Corki in 3-1 with 8-bit. Now, even though he is gold 3 stars, that doesn't make him perfect. We're not triggering the Big Shot, and 8-bit has not had enough time to really power up yet. So yeah, he's gold 3 stars, but he can get taken out by true damage. We got a third Sentinel in the mix, so our front line should hold just a little bit longer, because remember, Sentinels themselves get double the bonus that goes to the rest of the team, and we're able to start winning. This item choice is always tough for me because I'd love to grab the needlessly large rod and just put the Rage Blade on Corki, but I live with the dream that I'm going to get an 8-bit emblem. So if there's a spatula out there, I want to make sure I have a bow that is free to use to make an 8-bit emblem. So grabbing a second bow, I can put one on Corki and then not have to worry about it. And yes, I know, I could have added the bow anyway, and then if I add the spatula later, it'll take the 8-bit off him, but I often play distracted and would get mixed up and wind up with a Rage Blade and then regret it. Overwhelming Force is tempting because then I can get a lot more power on Corki. However, after I roll Jeweled Lotus, you'll see that I reveal Hologram, which means I get a second Corki on the board since he's already at gold 3 stars. Yeah, I like having a second gold 3-star champion in the back. Even if it's reduced a little bit, it should put out a lot more damage and just allow an additional target. I brought in a Riven so we can go up to the 4 8-bit. And you'll see in this fight exactly why I like taking Hologram sometimes when I see it. It can provide a distraction. Here, Annie gets focused on the clone, allowing the real Corki to finish off the team. We've managed also to get a gold 3-star Cassante, which makes for a really nice frontliner. He stands in for a long time, allowing our backline to just do its thing, especially with the additional copy, once again helping us to victory. It is time for another item choice, and now that we have a spare bow on the bench, we can go ahead and grab the needlessly large rod, put it on Corki, just stress-free. And with the general boost to 8-bit, the 8-bits put out a lot more damage than they did before, and it adds up pretty quickly as you go, which allows you to tear through teams with a lot more ease. As you can see, they are now getting a 9% damage boost at the 4 8-bit level. It is time for our final bit of the Prismatic Symphony, and I really like Final Ascension in this build until they show us New Recruit, which is usually an easy take for me, but we roll one more time just to see if maybe there's a golden egg, because we could have gotten it to hatch here, but we will certainly take an extra player on the field, which will pair oh so nicely with the hologram already giving us an additional Corki on the field. So we're going to be getting a lot of damage out of that backline, and we'll have the ability to go to the 6 Sentinels. This is our last shot at independent components, and we have not seen a spatula yet, so the only way we're getting 8-bit is as an actual emblem later on. But the good news is we now have the 4 8-bit, 4 Big Shots, 4 Sentinels, and 2 slots left. So we are going to be able to go to 4 8-bit, 4 Big Shots, and 6 Sentinels, which should be a pretty powerful combination. And thanks to getting New Recruit, we now have 2 slots left on our team, and that means 2 places for us to put 2 more Sentinels. So we are going to get the whole shebang in this build with everything we want, minus an emblem because they didn't give us a spatula. Item-wise, it is very hard to resist a red buff on Ezreal. With his AoE attack when he does his ult after the 3 previous ults, because he does it every 3rd time, he's going to debuff a large part of the opposing team. And so far this match is going fantastically. We have an incredibly strong backline with additional players, a really good front line, and the makings of a perfect front line with the 6 Sentinels, and we are at the top of the health charts. Time for an item choice, and there's no 8-bit emblem. Our backline is pretty set, so we can put some items onto our front line just to make them a little bit tankier. But just when I thought I was cruising to an easy victory and had a gold 3-star Riven and gold 3-star Garen, another team comes along and just wipes through us. So we definitely want to add a little more tankiness to the front line. We'll go ahead and put this on Blitz. Even though he's surrounded by gold 3-star champions, Blitz is really, really tanky. And the little extra tankiness in the front line is going to make a difference. They have an incredibly strong team here, but their Twisted Fate doesn't have the full 3 items, so is not able to hand out quite as much damage as he would otherwise be able to, and this will bring us into the top 4. As we look at this next item, I want to say I'm not usually a fan of Jhin in this game, but if you noticed my shop, they handed me a 2-star Jhin, and I could not ignore that. So I picked up 2 Jhin items and then rolled, and 2 more Jhins appear. So this is suddenly getting quite interesting. Now the reason I'm not a fan of Jhin in this game is that I feel it takes him too long to get to the place where he's going to be effective. And it will often lead to losses even when you've got your entire board set up with his attack turrets. But I also realize that as good as this comp is, I'm not winning this game with it. This is my only chance, is the gold platinum 4-star Jhin. In reality, for a legendary unit, he is not that strong. You'll see that even though I have a really solid front line with gold 3-star champs, a lot of them end up getting knocked out before Jhin is able to finish off their entire team. When I compare Jhin to some of the other 3-star legendaries like Autarch, who really doesn't need any help because he doesn't take any damage as he walks through teams, or Alawi, who even without items can take complete control and just slam the other team into complete non-existence, or then of course Kain, who can just slice through an opposing team in under, 7 seconds? Jhin just seems underwhelming. I feel like the right comp could beat Jhin if they can get to him before he gets fully set up. However, a lot of people just see a legendary maxed out, in this case it's to 4 stars, and say, I don't even want to try it. And in all honesty, I think they had a decent chance of possibly winning that. But either way, it was now GG for everyone. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.